What's good with y'all? I don't usually make these short videos, but I got something to show y'all today. I don't know if y'all saw this, but we had a power of 3 on the higher time frame. It was pretty much textbook. You don't really see them too often, which is why I'm making a video on it. This is not a trade review. I did not end up catching a trade today. I'll explain later, but let's get right into it. Like I said, it's probably going to be a quick one, but I just wanted to show y'all this real quick. Alright, I'm going to start off by assuming that everyone watching this knows what a power of 3 is, or an AMD, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. That's something that pops up pretty frequently in ICT. If not, I'm gonna show y'all just like really quickly. If you already know what this is, skip like 25 seconds or so. Basically, power 3 operates under the doctrine that the market can't move in one direction forever with unlimited fuel. So it'll chop around a lot, and then it'll sweep out liquidity, and then it'll expand a lot faster in a different direction so that it can kind of build up energy for the big moves. And that's what happened today. So you can see like right here, just like a fucking caveman drawing of it: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So it's not really like a support and resistance thing or anything like that. It's just an ICT thing. Again, I'm assuming y'all pretty much know what that is. I'm gonna go into the daily chart. So going in today, this is what the daily looked like. I erased the candle for today. It's like 3 p.m. right now, so the day's already over, but this is what we were going into. A giant daily fair value gap. And we've been going into this for the past couple days. We've been dipping down. The high time frame bias is bullish, although we did just sweep out all-time highs from back in July. Like I said, we've been dipping down into this daily fair value gap on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. But on the NASDAQ, there's also kind of like this little BPR, an inverse daily fair value gap. So I marked that out instead of the entire daily bullish FEG, just because it looked like it had more confluence. The S&P hasn't gotten down there yet, but either way, it had been dipping down, going down into here, filling this up for the most part. It hit 50% on the S&P. I'll mark it out real quick. It hit 50% on there, and it's just been going straight down. So it was a little bit oversold, which is why I was part bullish on the day. But I'll fast forward to the price to what it looked like this morning. All right, this is what the 4 hour looked like in the morning, and then on the 1 hour I can go 3 more hours. So this is 8 o'clock right here, half an hour before market open, and I'll actually play out 7:45 and 8 o'clock. So yeah, it came down and it swept these, and this was pretty much market open right here. And like the next candle will be market open, but we had came down, swept this low, and then the final low down here. So there's actually an SMT hidden in here. It's kind of weird because if you have a giant time frame SMT like this that's going bullish, then you could kind of expect it to be bullish, and the fact that price came down after that would mean it's hinting towards bearish. I would disagree though. I think that this SMT doesn't really mean anything like that if it comes down and sweeps the low past it, and then bounces off this with such a velocity like that. I still thought it was going to be bullish. I didn't think this SMT getting disrespected really meant that it was going to be bearish. There's also another one. There's another SMT that was bearish. This was like yesterday though, and this was pointing bearish. Again, this doesn't mean it's bearish though, because with this SMT, it only has bearish confluence until sell side is swept, and it swept all the sell side already. So this SMT, I mean, it didn't mean anything at this point. After we came down and completed, I guess it's kind of a market maker model as well, like a little mini one. I'm not going to draw it out because it's a pain in the ass. This looks more like a power of 3 though, to be honest. But this was right before market open. So I'm going to leave this on the 15-minute time frame, because actually this power 3 looks the best on like the 15-minute time frame, hourly time frame, or whatever. But basically I whipped open the charts at like 8:25, or like a couple minutes before market open, and I looked at it for like 3 minutes, and I'm like, damn, this motherfucker finna go up today. It was like right in the middle of bouncing off of this. Pause. Okay, so when I opened the charts, it had just bounced after sweeping that. The daily fair value gap's down here, and I realized it was going to be a power 3, so my bias was bullish, and it was like right about here when market opened. So it was already starting to make its way up, and this thing just came down. It manipulated all the way down, expanded down very fast, but then it reacted off of it. I mean, I was kind of assuming it was going to be manipulation. The S&P came down pretty far though, so you could make a case as to something like this happening, where it makes an SMT down here, and I could have waited for like an SMT entry if it wanted to go and do that. So there's part of my monkey brain at 8:30 that was just like enter, enter, enter. Like obviously this is a power 3, but it had already came up here, and the risk to reward from 8:30 was like fucking 1.5. It looks like. Not even. So I was going to wait for a retracement either way. I knew it was going to go up at some point in the day. And I ended up putting something on. I ended up putting this on at, I think it was like 8:40 or so. So I'll play out a couple candles. Market open, nothing really happened. Just kept going up a little bit. After it was hanging around here, though, I realized it's probably not going to retrace. It's not going to SMT or anything down here if it's hanging out up there. But I did put this order on just because I wanted good RR out of it. And it was one of those trades where it doesn't really need too much confluence, because you don't need an internal model, because the external model basically is the model. Like, I could have just woke up today, pressed fucking buy, and then went back to bed. Then wake up from a nap and then sell everything, and you would have made money today. I put this on though, and I'll play it out. I can show y'all one more time the 15 minutes before today's price action. And yeah, this thing just went straight up today, didn't really do anything, and unfortunately my order did not fill. I had them on Tradevate just sitting there. I think it was like risking, I think it was like a little bit under normal risk because it had good risk to reward, but I put the orders on down there. It was like the start of a 10-minute fair value gap, I believe. Yeah, it was 10-minute fair value gap, like right in here. I put it on there. I didn't want to go any lower because I assumed it was going to take off. I didn't realize it would take off this fucking fast, though. Otherwise, I would have woke up and pressed buy, obviously. If I sat here and told you guys that I was not mad at all, I'd be lying. Honestly, I'm kind of salty about this, that it didn't retrace at all, because this is just such a fucking clean power 3 right here, and I had my orders on the whole time. 2.5R. It came within 18, 17 points of failing. Unfortunately, it did not fail though, and it just kept going up the whole day. So yeah, it was pretty much just a one-sided day. It was a very nice day though. I just wanted to make a video on this. This was like a nice ass power 3. I haven't seen one of these in a very long time, especially on like the high time frame. You don't really see these too much, to be honest, but it was just a little bit too fast. Couldn't catch it. It's still a good day though. Buys played out, everything like that. The fact that this made a power 3, honestly, it kind of makes me think that it might come back up and revisit these highs up here, to be honest. If it's making all these like bougie ass models right in the middle of this daily fair value gap, instead of just going straight down for all this liquidity down here, it might revisit this. We might see like a high time frame different model or something in here. Either way though, I think tomorrow I'm going to be bullish just because of this. I'm going to be bullish until it hits like equilibrium of this range. So coming up into this range, I'm going to be a little bit more bullish tomorrow, obviously. From there though, I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, I hope you all have a great day. I'm about to head out, so I'll see y'all. Peace.